In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can calculate the size of the opportunity on LinkedIn in order to work out if this is, a area that's worth focusing your attention. Now, almost certainly it is, but let's jump in and have a look. There's a few resources I'm going to work through with you. The first is this one, where we're going to actually have a look at all the different types of roles and see how many contacts there are on LinkedIn. And then we're actually going to go ahead and calculate the actual size of the opportunity. So let's jump into LinkedIn itself. And what we're going to do is we're going to calculate it. So say you want to work with, say, physiotherapists. What we want to do is we literally want to type the word physiotherapist into the top bit here. And you might do all types of different allied health type work, work for these types of clients. But let's start with physiotherapists. And what you'll see is that there are all types of different options. We want to filter by people. And so when you filter by people, you'll see that there's 195,000 results, which is huge, but it's also a bit daunting. So the other thing we want to do is just filter it then by the location. So say you want to see how many physiotherapists there are on LinkedIn in Australia. That gives you 21,000 results. All right, so that seems pretty reasonable. We can search by first, second, or third degree contacts, and we don't need to worry about that yet. And you can also search by all filters if you wanted to maybe just do certain industries like health and wellness, medical practice, hospital and healthcare. So if they're physios in these areas, or even sports physios, that's another layer of filtering we can do. So 18,000. All right, so 18,000, that feels pretty good. Now, what we want to do on the actual document here is to type in here, physiotherapist, location, Australia, industry, health, hospital, sport, and I think it was wellness. And what that gives us is 18,000 contacts. All right, so that's a good start. Of course, if you wanted to do that for other types of professions or other types of locations, by all means, and just gradually add them all in here. But 18,000 is a really good place to start. Okay, so now on the next slide, we're going to actually calculate the actual dollars on the table for you. All right, so let's run with 18,000 contacts. Now, we need to gradually whittle this down to see what's a realistic likely number of clients you can get from here. So 18,000 contacts, then you need to consider that we need to actually connect with these people first. All right, so when we send a connection request message, and I'll share with you all the scripts in another lesson, and we can expect typically about a 30% acceptance rate. All right, so what that means is that there's 18,000. We get out the calculator on the phone, 18,000 contacts times the 30% acceptance rate. That means that we would have 5,400 new leads. So these are new first degree contacts who are in your ideal sweet spot. Let me get my head out of the way there. So then we've got to think about, well, how many of those people are actually ready to buy now? So generally speaking, there's about 1% of the market who is actually making a purchase decision this week, whether it's with you or a competitor, they are making that decision. So 1% is ready to buy now. So 1% of that is actually 54 ready to buy prospects. So these are people that are going to spend money on whatever product or service it is that you offer this week. Get my head out of the road where I need it a bit smaller. There we go. So then we need to think about your conversion rate. So generally speaking, like if you were to speak to 10 people who are qualified and were going to make a decision, how many would you expect to close? Now, let's just say that number is about 3 out of 10, so 30%. Then that would mean 30% of 54 is about 16 clients. So if you had a seat at the table for these 54 people who are ready to buy, then that would mean that you would close 16 of those people typically. So at this stage, it's looking as though LinkedIn is a very valuable place to be playing. Now we need to work out your average deal size. Now let's just say that you charge $1,000 per month, so $12,000 a year. So $1,000 a month for, say, copywriting services, coaching services, consulting services per year. Then if you were to pick up 16 new clients at $12,000 a year, 12,000 times 16 new clients, then that is $192,000. So in this situation, if you can find a market size of 18,000 contacts, then as we dwindle the numbers down based on acceptance rate, ready to buy, sales conversion rate, average deal size, that works out to be $192,000 on the table for your business. Now to me, that if the numbers stacked up like that, then that would be a hell yeah. LinkedIn is the place to be. And what I want you to do with this is to remind yourself as you're going through and connecting with people and starting conversations and nurturing them towards these outcomes is why you're doing this. There are 16 people who you can help, so you get to add value to their business and their life, plus you get to put $192,000 worth of revenue into your business. All right, so win-win all round, and that is what I want to share with you on that lesson today. All right, take care.